Hi, this is Proact Sam from proactpartnership.com for family and business living and working abroad, relocating overseas and investing offshore. Have you ever wondered what is the attraction of using an offshore company for your business? Have you ever wondered how, as a UK business, you could continue to have access to the EU markets after Brexit? Do you know what the main tax advantage of operating a business from Cyprus is for self-employed contractors and professionals living and working abroad? Well, this is what we want to cover in this vlog, and hopefully you'll find some useful information. So let's get right into it. Cyprus has a corporate culture which is quite dynamic and attractive to overseas investors. One particular area is that if you're running a profitable business, then the dividends that an expat is paid are taxed at 0%. And this is not a technical breach where there's any undermining tax avoidance in any other location. If you are a tax resident and if you have a profitable business or business investment and you're receiving dividends, as an expat, Cyprus tax resident, you will have 0% tax on an unlimited amount of revenue. So this can make Cyprus as a very attractive base for expats living and working abroad. It is a zero rate tax, so we can declare it fully on a tax return in Cyprus, and there's no comeback from a home country or a third-party country that might say, well, where's the tax return to account for this income? So this makes Cyprus quite an attractive place for overseas investors. On top of that, the company, if it is Cyprus-based, will suffer a corporation tax rate of only 12.5%. This compares to 19% for the UK. So that is an extra tax saving on a company's profit of £100,000 of £6,500, which again makes it very, very cost effective and covers the extra cost of audit and VAT returns in running a Cyprus company over a UK company, which is very low cost to run, where audit doesn't kick in until you've got a 5 million turnover. So UK is a very vibrant, dynamic UK location, but you've got a £2,000 dividend allowance, and then up to, for basic rate taxpayers, the dividend tax is 7.5%. So it is a low tax, but it is not an exempt tax. A Cypriot tax resident would normally pay 17% tax on dividends. An expat will pay 0% on dividends. All taxpayers, expats or UK residents, will pay 7.5% at the basic rate of income on dividends. Bearing in mind, if an expat have got an income of over £46,000 in the UK, then the dividend tax will go up more to reflect the higher rate tax band to 32.5%. So it goes up quite a lot once your income starts going over 46. So for overseas contractors based in the UK, it can still be a very tax effective tax location. In Cyprus, it's extremely tax efficient because on profitable income from a company paid as dividends, there's a 0% tax rate. The other issues around income tax can be a factor as well, and just looking at those quickly, in Cyprus there's no tax on the first €19,500, which is about £17,000. In England, the personal allowance is under £12,000. So there's nearly £5,000 more that can be earned, saving £1,000 of tax for somebody who's a tax resident in the UK in Cyprus compared to the UK. The tax rate is then 20% in both Cyprus and the UK. But it's interesting to note that the tax bands in Cyprus go up quite quickly. So while you're paying 20% tax up to the 46,000 basic rate band in the UK, in Cyprus, by that income, you're already paying 30% tax. So once your income is the equivalent in Cyprus of more than £32,000, then you're already on to 30% tax. So you've got an extra 10% tax on income over 32,000 to 46,000 as a Cyprus taxpayer, as opposed to the UK. That's an extra £1,400 tax that a basic rate taxpayer will pay in Cyprus, as opposed to living and working in the UK. So a dividend strategy helps compensate that and some, but it's an interesting balance that the two choices have to make. So if an EU expat wants to live and work in the UK, they can create a profitable company in the UK and receive income and dividends which are relatively lower compared to Europe, but not the lowest compared to a country like Cyprus. UK expats living and working abroad can relocate, can receive dividends as a Cyprus tax resident and pay zero tax, reducing their liabilities down for a high rate taxpayer from over 32% tax to zero. So this could be quite a profitable way. After Brexit as well, how does a UK company continue to have access to the free market and to the UK? Well, this is how. You have to set up a subsidiary. So countries around, businesses around the world can set up a business in Cyprus or any other EU country or the UK. So subject to the criteria of that country, you can set up a business. So a UK company could set up a branch in Cyprus, register and operate under Cyprus tax laws, and employ people in that branch either locally or relocate expats from the UK to Cyprus. And that would therefore give the business a branch or a subsidiary operation in the EU that could also benefit the UK company from some massive tax breaks to allow the shareholders of family and businesses to pay zero taxes on dividends for an unlimited amount of income. So there's lots to go at, and there's nothing to be scared of. Brexit without a withdrawal treaty, without customs treaties. The UK and the EU are aligned today, and that might change afterwards, but business will still go on, and it's about looking at the rules of the countries and see what the arrangements are for companies and expats from outside the EU. Plenty of non-EU expats live and work in Cyprus, plenty of non-expats, non-EU expats are relocating and living in the UK. So Brexit is going to mean changes for business and for expats and for individuals. There'll be winners and losers, but for business it can still go on, and there can be advantages, but there is always a way to carry on. So join us next time, but find out if you want to read more of our blogs and vlogs and podcasts, and download our guide to how EU Brexit for expats will affect overseas property, business and pensions. Go to our website at projectpartnership.com. This is Project Sam saying thank you for listening, and we'll see you again next time. Thank you very much.